Hello everybody, it's Rocky and thank you so much for joining my channel. If you're new, this is where we talk about fashion, lifestyle, and just a little bit of beauty. Today we have a lot of things. Let me get right into it. All right, you all, we are back from London. If you saw my vlog, you will have seen the journey of going through London. This is the aftermath. I wanted to show you the things that I picked up. I didn't pick up very much this time around. I don't think I did last time either, but I mostly picked up snacks. And I'm not sure that you're necessarily interested in all of the candy and cookies and things like that I got. But overall, great experience. I gave some observations the first time that I went there, and they are the same. Everyone there, just not everyone, but a lot of people just smell so nice. I feel like they have access to like better fragrances than we do here in the States because people just smell nice. They smell unique, not like the things that I normally smell here in the States. And men actually seem to wear more fragrances or more diverse fragrances. Here is more of a chypre smell, the lavender rich type smells, things like that we smell here in the States. But there, I smell florals, I smell ambers, I smell everything on men, and it's amazing. It's actually inspiring me. I feel like I need to get, even though I have a lot of fragrances, I need to get my fragrance game up, get down deep into the niche market so I can get some really unique fragrances. So anyway, that all said, I spent a lot of time like getting my nose on a lot of fragrances that I can't smell here in the States. I had no intentions of buying anything there because one, I don't feel comfortable traveling that far with, glass bottles of fragrance. But two, I am not a fan of paying full price for fragrances anymore. Like if I have to, I will, but very rare do I pay full price for fragrances anymore. And so at least I know what I like, and then I can go and wait and look for them on discounters. So that said, I spent a lot of time at Harrods trying to find fragrances there. And while I was there, I actually ended up buying a couple of different things instead of actual fragrance. So I did pick up, they have this big food mart. Aside from the big fragrance mart that they have on the first floor, they have other things. Every little like nook or cranny is a branded space. You have Hermes, you have Dior, you have Prada. Everybody has their own little nook place, like almost like a pop-up store. And then aside from that, they have these big halls. And one hall was fragrances, another one was a food hall, and another one was like where you can just like buy things, buy food items. And that's where I got this. So I went up to the lady. She was pretty rude and dismissive. And I asked her, what's the strongest roasted, coffee that you have? And she just says under her breath with, like I couldn't even understand her. Blah, blah. I'm like, what? And then so she says, Knightsbridge, and she points. She doesn't look at me. She doesn't look at the coffee. She just, I'm like, anyway, I wasn't buying it because of her. I know I wanted to get my mother a gift. So this is the fragrance that I picked up. I can smell it through the bag. It does smell very strong. This is a blend. It says this is whole bean, Knightsbridge roast, number 8. The blend is Brazil, Indonesia, Colombia, and Costa Rica. And the tasting notes are nutty, caramel, and chocolate. And it's a dark roast. So hopefully she likes it. I know she doesn't typically like flavored coffees. This isn't flavored, but it calls out that it has notes that taste like nutty, caramel, chocolate. So we'll see if she likes it. The next thing I got was my own thing. I got a Harrods branded masala chai. I was able to smell it. They have some loose leaf out. I was able to smell it and smell nice and spiced to me. So we'll see if we like it. I have more than enough chai to probably last me the rest of my life, but I felt compelled to buy another one. And I thought the price was pretty decent. I'm trying to see if the price is on here. I feel like it was 12 or 13 pounds, which is like, what is it? You all can do the math to do the conversion. I can't remember what the conversion, and this was 13 pounds. So maybe like 20 bucks. I don't know. I don't really know what the conversion is, but maybe like 20 bucks for each of these, which is a lot. I mean, this is, I don't know how many ounces this is. This is 125 grams. You all can math, how many ounces this is, but normally like 2 ounces will cost me like $20. So I don't know. This feels like a lot more than 2 ounces. So that was all that I had gotten from Harrods. And like I said, I just spent the most of my time just exploring. I didn't have much time because I got there at I feel like I got there at like 7:30 and they closed at 9. So I didn't have very much time to explore, but I got through all the things that I intended to get through. I want to say maybe 3 fragrance houses that I know that they had, but I was moving too quickly. I missed them. So anyway, The day before that, I did stumble upon what is this area called? Yep, it's on the bag. Covent Garden. In the Covent Garden area, there's all this shopping. It's not a mall, but you go it's all clusters of shops and experiences and restaurants. Super pretty. They decorated for Christmas and all that stuff. So you should go around this time, end of November, December, early January. Decorated very nicely. You should go. And I stumbled upon a new tea place, and it's Mariage. And it looks very similar to TWG. And I think I might have mentioned that on my vlog video, but it looks very similar. But they're two different companies. I'm just like, why do they look so much alike? So I picked up while I was there. They had plenty to choose from. It was like freaking, I felt like a kid in a candy store, but they did have plenty to choose from. I got this one's called Chai Wala. I think this one is a oolong tea. And this one is chai... I don't even know what it's called. Chai something else. But yeah, one is a oolong chai, one is a black spice tea chai. I can't remember which is which. But you know what? I'm gonna open one and tell you which is which. I feel like this might be the spice chai because it's chai something. But anyway, for 2 ounces, one was $15, 15 pounds, and the other one was 17 pounds. So whatever the math is on that, you all can do the conversion, and you'll see the fact that that other one that was, 13 pounds or 12 or 13 pounds, this is the spiced black chai. How much chai could I use, huh? I already bought one. Why did I need 2? I don't know. But anyway, I think the price is just about right. Even when I buy chai here in the States, it's about that price if it's good quality tea. And then this one's the oolong one. They both smell delicious. We'll see if they taste delicious. I'll have to report back to you if they are not good. They put something else. They put a little postcard in here. I don't know who I would send a postcard to that has an ad for a tea, but they gave me a postcard. Also, while I was there, one of my coworkers noticed that I had a whole bunch of brooches and pins on. And so he went and got me this poppy pin. So in Britain and in British colonies, they celebrate a day of remembrance, which is the Sunday after the week that I was there. And I walked around and everybody had these amazing little poppy brooches on, or some bedazzled version of this, or a poppy, like a fake poppy itself on their lapel. So this was all leading up to the day of remembrance while we were there. And I was like, where's my poppy? How do I get a poppy? And I was really, enamored by the whole poppy thing. He didn't know that. I didn't mention this to anybody, but in my head, I was thinking about how do I get this poppy? And then on the last day that I was there, he brought me this poppy. It was very kind of him to do that. I'm like, yeah, thank you. So I put it on with the rest of my pins while I was there. So that was very kind of him. And speaking of generosity, one of my other coworkers who I interviewed and helped to get him hired and everything like that, he has always been very gracious and thankful about my help. And when he came on, I'm very helpful. So he's always been very gracious about that and showed gratitude. So he went to India recently, and maybe it's been like a couple months since he's been back. But he's based on the East Coast, and I missed him a couple times. And so finally, somebody in his office was headed to London with me at the same meeting. He gave this to that person to bring to me in London, and I finally got the gift. And so I want to show it to you here. So this is the gift. So it says the Bombay store, and very pretty packaging or whatever. And it is, and I didn't quite open it all the way myself, but it's this lovely scarf. It's very like a pashmina. I want to say it's a pashmina because it feels pretty thick and big. But this is from the Bombay store there, literally in India. It says, this is a stole, Indian ethnic silk modal. So it is silk. Oh, this is nice. It is very nice. And the weather is now starting to cool down. It's starting to turn here in Chicago. And so it's perfect timing. I get to wear this right away. I don't have to wait. But this is really, this is nice, you all. This is very nice. Look at all the colors. This is so nice. Oh, that's pretty, you all. Look at this. Look at these colors. Look at that. All right, enough marveling. But this was the gift, and it was very, very generous of him. He didn't have to do any of that, but thank you so much. Also, there's a lot of like freebies when you're out and about in London. There are like inside of the phone booths, the defunct phone booths, some of them are filled with like books that you go ahead and take. Some are they're filled with all different kinds of things, or some are just gross, but it's just an interesting thing. When I was in the airport, they have a several racks full of magazines that you can just take. And so I just kind of like, I grabbed a couple that were fashion oriented and went through and just kind of marked the things that I liked, dog-eared, and marked the things that I enjoyed in the magazines. And I will circle back when I have time to see if I can find them. Some of them were just outfits that would be outfit inspiration. I took pictures of them and put them in my outfit inspiration folder. I wore actually, when I was in London, all 3 of my outfits were inspired by some look that I saw somewhere else, and had in my inspired by folder, inspired outfit inspo folder, on my phone. And so that's what kind of governed my looks for the week in London. I might have mentioned it in my OOTDs. I don't remember, but yeah, they were inspired looks. They were not my own. And non-London related, I picked up a couple things from Amazon that I wanted to share with you. One is this metal snap button thingy. So like whenever you have buttons that are missing, you can this grommet basically is like a grommet. I don't know what you want to call it. But you can put this back on. You can put it in like where there was a button, you could put a snap instead. And so for me, I struggle with having to sew buttons on. I know it's the simplest thing. It's the simplest thing. But I struggle with putting buttons on, and I think having a tool like this is just so much easier, where I can just almost like a hole puncher get a snap button in place and not have to worry about it. So there are a couple of things that I have now that are missing buttons, and I've just never worn because I have to put the button back on, and I just didn't. So with this little tool, and it comes with these little grommets, come in different colors. So so I can just dig in here to find something that matches the outfit that I'm wearing. But literally most of them are silver, but these are colored like gold, white, pink, blue, purple. And then I wonder why is it 2 different sizes or what? Because this one, those have all of these. Then it comes with this as well, with 200 in there. Maybe they're different sizes. I have no idea. But I have 2 packs of them. It comes with that. And then of course it comes with the actual tool that you can snap these on with. So I'll see how it works out for me. I'm really hopeful. But I have several garments that have missing buttons that I've just not worn in forever, just because they were missing buttons. And now I'm gonna replace those buttons with snaps. Make my life easier. Yes, I am a child. The last thing I want to show you is more lifestyle. It's not fashion or anything like that, but it's more lifestyle. And I saw this. It's called Scentless. And this woman talked about these dietary caplets that when you take these, you no longer have to wear deodorant or anything like that. So anything that might have, it says here, it says a genuine natural alternative to traditional deodorant, supports gut health, immune function, skin clarity, and more. It's a holistic approach to overall well-being. So this is made with, it says, just like plants fresh in the air, our magic trio is peppermint, parsley, and chlorophyll to team up to give you an internal spa. Think of it as a shower for your insides. That's what they call it. So hashtag go scentless. So I'm going to try this. It's literally simple. Yeah, it says the ingredients are organic parsley leaf, 200 milligrams, sodium copper chlorophyllin, 200 milligrams, and then organic peppermint leaf, 50 milligrams. So I don't know, 1 capsule a day. I'm going to give it a shot. I'll circle back after a while of using this and let you know if I've noticed anything different. But I figure, why not? If it does all these things, plus you smell nice, why not? Why not? The capsules, which originally made me nervous. That's why when I first heard of this, I didn't buy it. But the capsules are not as big as I thought they would be. They're big. They're big enough, but they're not as big. I struggle with taking pills, but we'll see if I can take these. Let's hope I don't waste my money. I think this was $30. 1 cap, $1 a day. You think that's expensive? $1 a day for a capsule per day? You let me know. I will circle back and let you know how this works for me. This looks all luxurious. Look how it looks. It's all luxurious and stuff with the velvet casing. They could save a lot more money. This could be like $20 a bottle if they got rid of the packaging though. But yeah, I'll keep you posted and see if it works, if my skin looks any better, if my pits smell any better. I'll let you know. All right, you all. So that brings us to the end. Post London, I survived. I got a few things. We have some other cool hauls coming up. Like I got one that's going to be all fragrance. I got a ton of fragrance to talk about and some story, like Fable Friday type of story to share with that. We got things coming up. So subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Hit that like button. Bye.
Rocky, she's just a fashion girl from Chicago. Rocky, just a fashion